Did you know that 100 out of 100 people are suffering with subscriber phobia? So if you hit the subscribe button, you're cured! Hello Gadies and Gentlemen, it's Averageteadrinker, and in this series we're taking a class chosen by my community and attempting to get Keystone Master, and also trying not to be complete dead weight on our journey there. Episode 1 we got 300 score and ended at 439 eye level and got some juicy tier shoulders in the vault. Episode 2 we fully stacked our vault and did all keys unfortified and ended the week at 1327 score, and we got 449 eye level at the end of the week. And we also got a 476 axe from the vault. Very nice. Episode 3, we knocked people off platforms for our own personal enjoyment. We also ended the week at 1751 score, and we ended with 458 eye level. And the vault is yet to come in this episode. Quick preview of the things to come in this episode. We do our first 20, shocker. We get our first 486 crafted item, and we do the most insane overall you've yet to see in this challenge. And there's going to be lots of memes. Lots of memes. Straight into some keys for that first sweet hit of Rio in the morning. I may need an intervention for this Rio addiction after this series. I don't have a problem. You do. Our shaman friend wanted the axe, but sorry buddy, if that drops, that's all mine. It didn't drop. I thought we'd lost this left pack as you normally would in a Tal on fortified weeks, but I think the shaman was kind of stuck in last week's mindset and thought it was maybe tyrannical, because he saved it for Mr. Dino downstairs. So heading to Jurassic Park downstairs, we 5-head pre-planned to put our clone behind LOS for the fear, so that when Razan casts his fear, we had a 20-step plan to counter such a hard mechanic. Razan was easily defeated thanks to our pre-planning, and just a quick note with these Zul guards, if there is 2 of them, just wait to CC until both of the shield casts have been popped. It makes it way easier. With playing new classes, you sometimes end up messing up in ways you didn't think were possible, like here. The shaman told us to wait for his mana, and here I am, pulling bosses with Flying Serpent Kick like an idiot. My bad. I placed some monk teleportation jutsu on our totem, and then I started helping out other people's on their totem, before quickly TPing back to mine. There's actually so many useful things you can use clones for. I kinda wish I had it on Shaman. I was close to dying here the first time, and then the second pack I had a certain affix mob kill me, and it almost felt spiteful how he did it.
Shut your
Public service announcement. I did this in episode 1, but here's another one. Do not join a dungeon if you're not able to complete it, and just go AFK mid-run to reply to a fucking work email. This guy is chanting his career over a fist weapon, so I kind of have to respect the hustle. Thankfully, I wasn't too bothered as we still had 8 minutes left anyway, and most of the trash was done for the dungeon. I kind of thought we'd killed the boss before I got blown up by Spider-Man's semen, but we did +2 to the dungeon anyway, and we got ourselves a nice little 20 key, and me and the shaman did not get the weapon, unfortunately. So the moment the world has been waiting for, the 3rd vault slot of the series. It's nice still, as we're still at that eye level where basically anything's going to be an upgrade anyway. So we managed to snag some nice myth track boots here. I know eventually we will get the slimy expulsion boots, but these at least replace our 447 crafted gear ones, and that's a massive W all around. Shame we didn't snag the Ashes trinket in our raid slot, but then again, we are being a lazy toad when it comes to stacking up the raid slots. And there's always next week, right? Right? So because we got boots from the vault, I thought it's probably a better idea to get a different crafted item, and plus we don't have to pay someone the time and effort going to Brackenhide, so I thought let's get a neck, get the torque. So as you saw there as well, we picked up a few new enchants just for our gear, and then we headed on over, got the required materials for the torque, and we got a nice juicy 486 neck with 3 sockets, our best item yet. And then I just upgraded the last few pieces to get us to 463. I know, I said I wasn't going to do LFR last week, but we're still rocking the auction house trinket. We have not been lucky enough to get a different trinket. So I thought, why not bump up the raid slots for the vault and potentially get a better trinket. And then I also realized, because there was another monk killing the boss, look at these 2 items he has. He has Augury and he has Rashok. I didn't even know these things existed, right? And look how much damage it's doing. So if we can potentially snag them as well from LFR, or potentially even go into a normal raid, I mean, look at that. It's crazy how much damage it does. And it's free. It's free damage. I don't even need to press a button. It's as easy as that. So I thought, yeah, it'd be stupid for me not to just quickly go into LFR, blast a few bosses in on Smolderon again, because I don't know what it is about this boss, but for some reason, I do that every time I get in this boss. And then Volacross, we actually got top damage in Naru as well, just going back in the footage. But we only got second on this one. But that is much better progress than when we first came into LFR. The most high stakes dungeon is happening right now in the series, our first 20 coming up. But just before we filled the group, we were doing some world quests because we really needed the gold.
But we don't have the money.
And we randomly got the 12 months trading post achievement. Thank you, Blizzard, I guess. We are sending our 20 Galakrons 4 key, and the nerves in my stomach were there for sure. I thought we might be okay in terms of damage throughput, and that we could maybe hold our own. The other members were a lot more geared than us, but I was determined to hold my own in DPS, or at least compete. What I was worried about was how well will we hold up with debuffs and mechanics targeted on us. Monk does have some great defensives though, and you tend to stack versatility anyways, but I was a little bit skeptical. Gotta love augmentation giving us at least 6 inches of something good on the DPS meter. Pretty sus. But yeah, moving on, the first boss died really quick and really smoothly. There was no problems there, no random deaths to the leap, very smooth. And then this is where I was worried. I was worried about getting these debuffs here, Chrono Burst and the Tainted Sands. Because we are quite low item level, I thought it would probably one-shot us, or at least close to one-shotting us, which it nearly did, but thankfully we actually rotated our defensives really well, and we had an absolute gaming paladin healer. He had it on his mind that I was not going to die, and you know, I owe my life multiple times, especially this time. What's that? 4%, 5% HP? And he clutched it. That guy was not letting us die on his watch. It was like Saving Private Monk. He had our back. But this time you can see how much damage it really does. That's 90% of my HP gone. But yeah, rotating your defensives was the best play of keeping us alive. Not only did we not die on time ways, we also managed to get top damage on the boss. I don't know what the hell is happening in this dungeon. I don't know if the stars aligned. We got a lucky leprechaun at the end of the rainbow, but something ain't right. And to further that, we did the skip with no one dying. Moving on to the double dragon pull, we did our highest DPS per second yet. 764. I think before the end of the challenge, I want to at least hit 1 million DPS on a pull. This Chad Holdley Paladin wanted us to have the cleanest 20 run we have ever seen. Nothing will ever compare to this dungeon. 0 deaths. And you're going to see insane mechanics right here. Look at this.
Help me!
Tiger's Lust, the Necrofrost ability, gone. The Evoker had nothing to worry about because I had him in my hands. Nearly died there to the Necrotic Breath. We quickly polished off the third boss, and it was moving on to the final boss of the dungeon, where we can complete our 20 potentially with no deaths. I know what you're thinking, surely they can't do his first 20 with 0 deaths. Someone has to die, right? No, we did it smoothly. A touch of cheese these ads, as you do. That's the new name for Touch of Death, it's Touch of Cheese. No one died. I'm still in shock. We actually did the dungeon +2 with no one dying at me at 463 eye level. Unreal. Look how much score we got. An extra 119 points towards our goal. Yeah, insane. Did we get any loot? We got a nice new axe on the hero track. And we did 245k overall. We are absolutely cruising this challenge. We ended up sending another 17 here just so we can get more myth track vault slots. And we're at a pretty decent score now, so we can actually get invited sometimes.
Are you sure about that?
I can definitely feel myself getting used to the spec more and kind of gauging what I need to press in different situations. I've not looked too much into any guides other than a brief look at Wowhead's priority list on the rotation. We are still sending the Serenity No Bone Dust combo. Let me know if there is another build I should try out, would love to give it a whirl. Dragon Punch. We did rack up 7 deaths as we went on to the left hand side at the start for some reason. Nothing ever good comes from that side in my experience. And we did 181k on the first boss, was pretty nuts. As it was a Blackrock hold, these dungeons are normally pretty free unless you get an Omega Monka-esque group, which we did not. So we swiftly blasted through the second boss and the Ugly Ogre third boss. And then watch this masterpiece. I actually only thought when I was doing the key that I got hit once, so it was quite a surprise when I saw it happen 3 times. We got a nice fat 2k score, which gave us the head token, and it put us on the 2009 score. Very nice, and our highest overall yet, basically 260. So we moved on over, got ourselves a nice tier head because the head scales off the head enchant, so the higher eye level, the more damage, so it was a no-brainer. You may have noticed in the last dungeon we had a 22 Dark Heart Thicket key ourselves, but because we are a pussyo, I decided to lower it to a 19 because I did not think I could handle that dungeon. But moving on to the 19, we had a pretty smooth first pull. We did rogue things at the start and actually used Shroud to skip the bears. Sometimes healers get complaints that they don't do damaging keys, instead just only heal, but this guy I think may have took that criticism a bit too far. He got the first sleep, the bleed was ticking him down, he then ended up getting the ad spawn on top of him, and the next sleep takes him out. He just chose not to heal himself, which in turn killed the hunter, so me and the rogue and the warrior had to finish the boss. After that we lost 2 people to a drug problem. I don't think I got hit by this, but you may be the judge. Watch it back. I feel like I was just outside, but unfortunately the game had other ideas. So the weekly affixes we've been dealing with. Starting off is Fortified Week, so that increases the mob's HP and damage. So for an example, the double bear pull before first boss is normally a no-go, and on Fortified it's 100% a no-go. Next is Volcanic, which spawns little volcano buttholes which try to shoot you up into the air if you stand on them when they erupt. The more mobs stuck together as well, the more they will spawn. Lastly is Spiteful. These little mini Mike Tysons with the arm reach of Mr. Fantastic will target party members and hunt you down like the dog you are, so be wary. We had a little mishap on Oakheart where we got a couple of melee hits from the ads and then slammed out of existence. We dropped really low on the third boss. The healer was struggling a little bit, but thankfully we did defeat it. But yeah, we had a few sketchy moments. 2 cases of deja vu happening right here. The healer dies to a boss mechanic again, like the first boss. Then the hunter ends up rotting out straight away. But then, this time, me and the rogue end up dying too, as Daddy Xavius holds no prisoners. Then cast your mind back even further to our previous DHT run in another episode, where the warrior tank soloed the boss. But will this one do the same? You could use my DHT runs as an advertisement as to why you should bring Protection Warriors. Remember how I always meme people getting knocked off of things?
You deserve to die, you little bastard!
As monks play with Touch of Karma, Mother Karma has been giving us a few touches herself in this series. Unfortunate. The dungeon went pretty smooth. I wanted to do this last key for the week as we only had a +3 rise done on Fortified, so getting that up to a 16 was kinda needed. Otherwise I'd have to wait an extra 2 resets to have my chance again. So we ended up sending Deus's ass back to the time ways. And yeah, it was a pretty smooth dungeon. Got to 2099. Pretty sad we didn't get 2100 to end the week, but yeah, I'll take that. We didn't get any loot. We got 4 slots for the vault, 2 for the raid, 2 for Mythic Plus, and we ended the week at 464 and 299 score. So I'm overall quite happy with how the week went, and I'm hoping for a juicer item in the vault, but we shall see. And I'll show you right now. Oh wait, the footage is broken.
You got intubated.
Hope you enjoyed the video, everyone, and a special thanks to the Patreon supporters. You make this little hobby of mine potentially into something bigger for the future. Have a great day, everyone.